breast milk. None left in here. It's probably just dried up dust. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, The Mother Fuss and Truth. Today we are going to be talking about breastfeeding, and I'm going to be talking about a little tips and my journey in this breastfeeding experience. So I breastfed for 10 months. I feel like I'm really proud of myself because when I first started, I told myself maybe I'll just do 6 months. Actually, I think I started lower than that. I think I was like, I'm gonna just do like 3 months. Or I'm gonna see if I could do 3 months. And then it went to 6. And then I was like, I'm gonna do a year. Didn't get to the year. But it was a long, struggling journey. And I wanna share it with you guys. So, breastfeeding. And it doesn't matter if you even formula fed your child. Any way you fed your child is an amazing thing. They're getting nutrients. I do believe breastfeeding is the best form of nutrients. It has a lot of vitamins and minerals that maybe you can't get from being formula fed. But you know what? Our kids still end up healthy and happy. So whatever works best for you, you know? So 10 months of sleepless nights, of constant pumping, of constant leaking. I feel like I never went out of the house, really. You're always on a schedule. I'm not trying to put down breastfeeding or anything, but it is tough shit, guys. It is hard, and it is diligent. Like, you literally have to just, not have to be, because I mean, you can stop anytime, but you're on top of it. Your child depends on you for this product, for their food, for their nourishment. So it's up to you, basically. In the beginning, I was super discouraged with breastfeeding. I could not get Jameson to latch on in the hospital. It was so hard. I had no idea at first, though, that your nipples have a bunch of holes. I thought there was just one, but apparently there's multiple, and they spray everywhere. So if you just, it's like a shower head. It's pretty crazy. But anyways, I didn't know that your child's mouth had to be on the whole areola. I had no idea. I thought, they just suck on these tiny little nipples and there you go. But in my case, it wasn't like that. My nipples were really small. For some reason, he did not want to latch onto them. So it was discouraging because I had 2 different lactation consultants coming in and telling me like different things, giving me different advices and tips and things like that. Advices. Is that a word? Advices? Advice and tips. So it was really confusing for me, and I just felt like, man, like I can produce so much. And that's the thing. I was able to produce a lot of milk, but it was really hard for him to latch. So it was really disconcerting. Sorry, I can't speak. It was very disconcerting because he didn't seem to want to take anything in. So the first they were able to put it in a syringe. I was able to like hand pump, and they put it in they gave me a pump, I believe, in my room. And I was able to pump as much as I could. And at first it's not even milk. It's called colostrum. And it's like this clear kind of milk. I don't know. But it's very enriched in vitamins and minerals and all that good shit. So I pumped as much as I could, and they put it in a syringe, and they were able to feed him like that. And then the nurse came in. Oh, this angel came in and gave me a nipple shield. And I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but it's this little clear nipple that goes over your nipple. And it's a little bit bigger than mine. And so when I used it, Jameson immediately latched on. And I was just like, like I can hear the choirs. That thing saved me, guys. I'm telling you, I pretty much used that the whole 10 months. There were a couple times when he decided, oh, today's the day I'm gonna latch, and he would fully latch on. And then like maybe the next feeding, he'd be like, I forget what I was doing. So I ended up using that thing for the whole 10 months, and no shame in the game, guys, because I was able to feed my child with this. So whatever to get him to eat, and I was still able to breastfeed with it. So I don't see a problem in it. I feel like there's a lot of people who probably hate on it because, I don't know if it's plastic or silicone or what, but he's healthy, he's happy, he's a chunky baby, and he was getting the milk he needed. So I wasn't gonna go too, crazy about it. I really liked it because I was able to have that breastfeeding moment and experience with him that I feel like some mothers unfortunately miss. And so I didn't want to miss it. And if I was able to breastfeed with him with it, so therefore I did. Breastfeeding is very tiring. It's very defeating, I feel like. It's discouraging at times. I remember in the beginning, I went in for his checkups, and we had the oldest male doctor. Nothing against male doctors, but he was so for formula feeding. And I just felt like his ways were a little bit older for my taste.
What's up, y'all? I'm Jason, Stephanie's husband. I'm gonna cut her off real quick. That guy wasn't old school. That guy was an asshole.
And it was very hard because he was just like, well, he's a little underweight, so we're gonna need to start supplementing now. And I was just like, whoa, like, can't I boost up the times? Maybe, 15 minutes or 20 perhaps, like trying to get him to eat as much. But he was just like, no, I'm gonna, do this for you. I cried, guys. I was so sad that I felt like I was failing. I felt like I was failing my son. And Jason, my husband, was just like, no, like, don't listen to him. Let's boost up your time. Let's talk to other people before, you go into this spiral, because I was just so sad. I was so not embarrassed, but it was just kind of like, man, like, I can't even feed my kid. Like, my kid's underweight. Like, what's wrong with me? Like, I felt like a horrible mother. Which kind of in hindsight kind of goes with the postpartum thing that I had, but I didn't see that at the time. That's for a later story. But it is very defeating. And we ended up going to see another doctor, a younger female doctor, and she was like, no, like, don't listen to him. You can feed your child. You can do this. She was so supportive. So honestly, Dino versus a younger doctor who is maybe more hip with the times. I'm hip. I'm with it. I'm just kidding. It's an Austin Powers reference. Probably no one will get that. I would go for the younger female doctor because she really, really helped me. She was very encouraging. She was just like, you got this. You can do it. Don't give up. And we're going to try a couple more times. If he is still underweight, we will go supplement. And that's the thing. Like, I'm so open to that. But when I hear like, oh no, he's underweight, here you go, do supplements, and there's just no encouragement, it was so sad. It was really depressing for me. And I'm sure a lot of moms can relate. A lot of moms, I feel like, have that story. So luckily we had that angel of a doctor, and she turned it like, 180. She did a 180. She didn't flip it 360. She did a 180. I always get mixed up with those. Anyways, so now I have a chunky little healthy baby boy. So thank you to her. So let's talk about breastfeeding in public. Let me tell you guys, it is your right to breastfeed. You can breastfeed anywhere you want. If you want to breastfeed on the side of the street, if you want to breastfeed in a public mall, if you want to breastfeed at a restaurant, go for it. It is your right to do so. So don't let anyone come up to your face and tell you that it is wrong, that it is disgusting, and that you need to breastfeed in a restroom. I hate hearing that, you guys. You have no idea. It's like telling another person, tell that person, how would you like to get your meal in the restroom, in that stinky ass toilet? How would you like to sit there and eat your food, sir? Or ma'am, whatever. It just drives me absolute crazy when I see those videos of people going up. Like, I low-key wish I was put in that position because I would have loved to put that person in their place. Like, it just, it makes me so angry that people actually do that. It is so sickening. You have that right. You are feeding your child. You are giving them that nourishment. And keep doing it, girl. Keep doing it. But public feeding to me came very, very hard. Like I said, I had to use that nipple shield thing. So it's like, I couldn't just whip it out and put it in his mouth and he would take it. Like, I wish I could have, and I'm hoping the next time around I can do things differently. Because when I would go out to eat or when I was in public, I literally would have like a blanket, but then it was like you have your shirt, and then I had to also try to fiddle around and put the nipple thing on correctly while I was trying to hold his head and like hold him in a good position and then have to like guide him. It was a mess, guys. Like, I didn't really go out that much. I would pump and give him a bottle. He was very, very good. He would take the bottle right away. I didn't have any kind of nipple confusion at all. Very lucky for that. But it was just a really big struggle for me to do it in public. And like I said, if you can do it in public, do it. Feed your child. Don't think that you have to stay home every time to feed your kid. But for me, it was a struggle. So, luckily, they make these bras now and those camos and shirts that you can easily kind of like, oh, there's your nipple, like it's like a little peekaboo. I'm actually still wearing the bra, guys. It's been like a couple months now since I've been done breastfeeding. These bras are so comfortable and they just, they unhinge like that. That's all I wear now. I don't have any sexy bras yet, you guys. I'm literally still wearing my breastfeeding bras. I know, embarrassing, but mom life, right? Mother fussing truth. But public, it was just not a good thing for me. It was hard. I'm pretty sure I flashed this old couple at a Mexican restaurant one time, and it was really embarrassing. Because he was born in April and like I would have to publicly feed over like summertime, that's another thing. It's just like I felt so bad for him because it was so hot. He's under a blanket. I'm literally under the blanket pretty much too. We're sweating. It was just a no-go. So I ended up doing my feedings. Like if I was to go out or do something fun, I would actually plan around his feedings. And so it was like, I had no life. It was no social life, but funny story, guys. So I ended up pumping a bunch and saving it because my husband and I had just gotten married and we were going to Alabama. We were going to go to northern Alabama and we were going to check out some houses before we moved. We had our whole vacation. We did I think it was a couple days. I think it was like 4 or 5. Perfect trip. Literally, when we're on our way to the airport, the pump stopped working. And I was so pissed because I'm like, I have to do this 8-hour flight because we had to take 2 flights. I luckily had my hand pump, but I was just angry because I'm like, that's my pump. That means we have to go get a new one. I'm so pissed, rah. Jason is literally, we're in the airport trying to fix it. We had no idea what was wrong with it. It was an older one. Like I said, my girlfriend gave it to me and she had it for years before and it broke and it sucked. So we're sitting on the plane and Jason is literally sitting next to me and I blame him for breaking it. So he felt so bad that he sat there and hand pumped me on the plane. And it was just everyone's just staring what the heck? Because, hand pump is just so ancient, right? Everyone has the good new pumps where it's the ones that are Wi-Fi connected or whatever, it's Bluetooth, things like that. You got speakers in it, stores your milk and warms it for you. I don't know. But yeah, so he sat there on the plane and I made him pump my milk because there was no way I was going to have, clogged ducts or mastitis from this. So, on that note, speaking of mastitis, my first Mother's Day, mind you, Jameson was born in April, so the next month was my first Mother's Day, and I was so excited. I had all this stuff that I wanted to do planned out for our first Mother's Day. Wake up, and I had this fever. I felt sick. I had this bump. It was almost concerning, at first I was just why is there this bump on my breast? It was scary. I was like, oh my God, what can it be? Doing all this Google research, I hit up one of my good friends who was like, oh, that sounds like the same thing I had, mastitis. Mastitis, guys, is no joke. It hurts so bad, and I think it's just like a clugged guys, I cannot speak. A clogged duct. I don't know why that was so hard for me. And I don't know if it gets like infected or something, but it was so bad. And I just remember I was in so much pain for my first Mother's Day. It was no joke. I think it lasted like 2 days. I had to constantly be putting like a warm cloth on the area. I had to be massaging it constantly. I don't think I took anything other than like Tylenol and stuff because I was really scared to take over-the-counter medicines and stuff like that because I was breastfeeding at the time. But oh my gosh, mastitis, guys, it hurts so bad. So if you don't pump or if you don't go without feeding for a while and it ends up getting really, really hard, and like in both breasts too, it doesn't have to just be one, it could be both. Your breasts get really, really hard and tender and they leak. Oh my gosh, the leakage that comes out of your breasts when you haven't pumped or anything, like I just remember that feeling. Like sometimes I feel like I have, what is it? Okay, phantom, like when you have phantom limb, okay, you don't know, but phantom limb or something, like if someone had their arm cut off or taken off and then they feel like they still have their arm, that's how I feel about mastitis. Or not mastitis, but that's how I feel about breastfeeding in general, is I feel like I have phantom hard boobs sometimes. Like I feel like I could get that tender soreness and I'm like, ooh, like breastfeeding, like I feel like I get brought back to those memories and stuff like that. So last story for today, I was sitting on the couch and I had the boppy pillow. So if you don't know what a boppy pillow is, it's just a pillow that's kind of like a U-shaped and it goes around your stomach and you can put your baby on it in different positions. It makes it a ton easier to breastfeed. I would definitely recommend a boppy pillow. If there's, I cannot talk for some reason tonight, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I'm just crazy trying to rush through this. I don't know. It's pretty late at night. Sorry. Anyways, I had the boppy pillow, had Jameson on there, just minding my own business. And you guys, all of the sudden, I had to go. I had to go number 2. So bad. Like, it was just like, one of those times. And I didn't know what to do. I couldn't stop. He was like mid-feeding. Like, I didn't want to just like throw him on the couch and then just be like, peace, hold on. Like he was learning to roll and stuff. So I grabbed that boppy pillow with Jameson on top of it and ran to the bathroom. You guys, I pooped while breastfeeding. I did that. That was me. I did it. I guess not a proud moment, but it happened. And it could happen to you because where else are you going to put your baby at the time? And if you have to go, you have to go, you gotta go, you gotta go. So it could happen. It's probably happened to other moms. I'm probably not the only one. I'm probably just the only one telling you guys on the internet. So there you go. Also, breast milk. I'm just kidding. I don't have any. None left in here. It's probably just dried up dust. But it does taste like almond milk. I'm not gonna lie. It tastes not like good or anything. It's not like I'm like, ooh, I gotta drink some breast milk. But it's not bad. It just tastes like a bunch of skim milk with a bunch of sugar in it or whatever. It's just sugary milk. I actually had 2 really close friends of mine try it. And I didn't say it was that bad. So my husband though, Jason, he is just grossed out by it. Not grossed out, but he's just like, ugh, like I would never try it. That's gross. I can't believe you got our friends to try it. And I don't know, there's just sometimes he would piss me off and I just really wanted to squirt him in the face with my breast milk. Just be like, get away. He'd probably kill me for it. But also another thing, I just was like, you better not piss me off, because I was like, I'm going to make something creative. I'm going to make like chicken Alfredo, but I'm going to like cook it with my milk just to piss you, you know, not piss him off, but it would be like my little secret, you know, like, my tea. But no, that never happened. Didn't do that. But other than that, guys, closing statements. Breastfeeding. It is a journey. It is hard. It is tough. It is very tough shit. But it is also this close bond that you get with your child. And I'm very, very happy, very lucky, and very blessed that I was able to get that with Jameson. I was really scared in the beginning that I wasn't, but you know what? That would have just went, because at least I'm able to feed my child and nourish my kid. So it really doesn't matter if it's breastfed, if it's formula fed. Let's stop with the, ooh, like my kid's better because he was breastfed. My kid is better because he was, you know, fed gold or whatever. Like, stop with that stuff. It doesn't matter as long as our children are happy, are healthy, are gaining weight. That's it. That doesn't matter. Stop with this breastfeeding stigma. It is getting so old. If I didn't, it's not the end of the world. It's really not. Yeah, there's probably a lot of moms out there who want that feeling, who want that bond, but you can get your bond in other ways. Holding your baby while you're feeding him formula, you know, still doing the same thing, talking and singing and whatever. You still get that bond. They're not going to love you any less because you didn't give them your nipple. Come on, people. It's just, it just pisses me off sometimes how moms can get, and it's, just stop, okay? But other than that, the journey, it's great. It's tough. It's the motherfucking truth, guys. That's all I can say about that. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a really good Thanksgiving. I hope you eat a lot of turkey and get food comas for days. Save me some pie because I will unfortunately not be making any this year. It's just me, my husband, and Jameson, so why make a bunch of food at that point? But I hope everybody has a safe night. So